The night shift begins with your arrival at the radio dispatch center, where every detail matters for seamless communication. Walking through the quiet corridor, you check your badge and prepare for the long night ahead at the dispatch center. The dispatch room is active with other night shift operators, each focused on their monitors and radio transmissions. Reaching your radio station, you see the equipment laid out, ready for the night's monitoring and documentation tasks. The headset sits waiting, a crucial tool for hours of listening and communicating across multiple radio channels tonight. Logging into the system, you initiate the routine checks required before starting your radio monitoring shift. The screen shows the current frequency status, a visual map of all radio channels you will monitor throughout the night. Inspecting the headset ensures clear audio for both receiving transmissions and coordinating with other operators when needed. Wearing the headset, you confirm the microphone is functional, a standard step in the nightly setup routine. The timer marks each minute of the shift, a constant reminder of the time-sensitive nature of radio dispatch work. A test call confirms the radio equipment is working properly, and you jot it down as the first log entry of the night. Documenting the tests ensures accurate records, part of the routine logging process that supports all radio communications. The supervisor verifies your shift start, a quick interaction that maintains order and accountability in the dispatch center. Cross-referencing frequencies with the wall list ensures all channels are correctly configured for optimal monitoring tonight. The blinking lights on the panel represent the heartbeat of the radio system, each pulse a signal or transmission in progress. Aligning digital and physical records is a key routine step to prevent errors during the night's radio monitoring tasks. Saving the frequency setup locks in the channels for monitoring, readying the system for incoming radio transmissions. At 10:15 p.m., the shift officially begins, and you settle into the routine of listening and logging radio calls. Prepared and focused, you await the first radio call, a moment that starts the continuous cycle of monitoring and documentation. The first transmission arrives, and you log it immediately, following the routine procedure to ensure all communications are recorded. A second radio call confirms the system is fully operational, and you log it to maintain continuous communication records throughout the shift. Switching channels allows you to monitor multiple frequencies, ensuring no transmission is missed during the ongoing night dispatch duties. Noting a weak signal on channel 3, you make adjustments to the radio settings to enhance reception and clarity for all monitored channels. The clock advances to 10:30 p.m., marking the steady progression of the night shift in the quietly active radio dispatch center. A brief, silent interaction with a colleague reinforces the collaborative environment, using gestures to avoid disrupting the radio monitoring focus. Cross-checking the live radio log with the expected list ensures accuracy and helps identify any missing or anomalous calls quickly. Transferring handwritten notes to the digital system secures the data with precise timestamps, providing reliable records for future dispatch reference. The frequency display scrolls through channels, a visual heartbeat of the radio system's continuous monitoring activity during the night shift. A detailed radio transmission requires concise summarization in the log, capturing essential information without losing context or wasting valuable time. Verifying the time tracking screen synchronizes all log entries with real time, a critical step for accurate dispatch coordination and reporting. After hours of monitoring, a small adjustment to the headset and a drink help maintain focus and comfort through the long night shift. From above, the dispatch room reveals a synchronized operation, with every operator engaged in radio monitoring and systematic logging tasks. Entering the monitoring stage, where you listen to radio transmissions and note important calls across multiple channels simultaneously. With the monitoring stage active, you prioritize the main channel for urgent communications while scanning others for any updates or alerts. A call on a secondary channel is logged promptly, demonstrating your ability to handle multiple radio sources without missing key transmissions. Updating an incident form with details from a radio call ensures that all reported issues are documented and tracked properly in the system. The wall list of channels serves as a quick reference, with check marks indicating which have been monitored or logged recently during the shift. Coordinating with a colleague over radio confirms mutual understanding and updates the shared log for team awareness and seamless communication flow. Watching the timer ensures that each log entry is stamped with the correct time, crucial for accurate record keeping in the dispatch center. Reviewing the accumulated logs, you brace for the continued flow of radio communications throughout the remaining hours of the night shift. Noting the exact time from the digital timer is essential when logging a new radio transmission to maintain accurate records in the dispatch system. The paper log serves as a backup to the digital system, providing a physical record of all radio communications during the shift for redundancy. Coordinating over the radio with a colleague ensures that incident details are shared and logged consistently across the team's monitoring stations. Monitoring the status indicators on each channel helps prioritize attention to active transmissions, while keeping an eye on quieter frequencies. The wall clock reminds operators of the shift duration and helps synchronize time references for all log entries and reports accurately. Routine updates require filling out specific forms with checkboxes to standardize documentation and streamline the dispatch process efficiently. Adjusting the headset improves audio clarity, especially for transmissions with interference or background noise in the dispatch center environment. From your station, you can see the collective effort of the dispatch team, each operator dedicated to monitoring and logging radio communications. Acknowledging a confirmation call ensures that tasks are logged as completed, maintaining accountability in the radio dispatch workflow. Reviewing pending logs against recent calls helps catch any discrepancies or missing entries before final submission to the system. The operator badge and frequency chart are personal tools that identify your station and provide quick access to channel information during shifts. Briefing an incoming operator on active channels ensures a smooth transition and continuous monitoring during shift changes in the center. For complex transmissions, breaking the information into bullet points in the log enhances clarity and makes future reference easier for operators. The door to the dispatch room symbolizes the boundary between the focused monitoring inside and the rest of the facility during the night shift. Sending a test signal and measuring response time checks the reliability of radio equipment and communication lines in the dispatch center. Coordinating with other departments via intercom supplements radio communications and ensures comprehensive logging of all interactions during the shift. The comprehensive log screen displays every transmission, providing a real-time overview of all radio activity monitored during the shift. Cross-referencing log entries with audio recordings helps correct discrepancies and maintain the accuracy of dispatch records for reliability. Preparing an hourly report summary consolidates key transmissions into a concise format for supervisor review and shift analysis. Even during a brief stretch, keeping the headset on ensures you're ready to immediately respond to any new radio transmission that comes in. Jotting down transmission details on a notepad list ensures no information is lost before it's entered into the digital log system for accuracy. Monitoring multiple channels requires constant reference to a priority list to focus on the most critical transmissions first during the shift. The printed checklist on the desk serves as a visual guide to ensure all routine tasks are completed systematically in the radio dispatch center. Entering the documentation phase, where every radio transmission is meticulously logged and cross-checked with lists for procedural accuracy. Transferring notes from the notepad list to the digital log ensures that all transmission data is systematically recorded for future reference. Cross-checking log entries with audio recordings against the initial list helps verify the accuracy of documented information in real time. The scrolling list on the monitor displays all log transmissions in chronological order, providing a clear timeline of radio activity. Updating incident forms based on the list of key points from transmissions ensures critical events are properly documented and filed. Managing separate lists for pending and completed logs helps track progress and ensure no transmission is left undocumented during the shift. The binder with printed protocol lists provides quick access to standard procedures and allows for personal annotations during documentation. Confirming details with another operator via headset and updating the list ensures collaborative accuracy in the documentation process. Adding precise timestamps to each log entry in the lists is crucial for maintaining an accurate record of radio communications. Periodically reviewing the entire list of logged transmissions helps catch any errors or omissions before finalizing the documentation. Handwritten lists on paper serve as a backup and quick reference during intensive documentation sessions in the dispatch center. Integrating data from handwritten lists into the digital system streamlines the documentation process and reduces the risk of manual errors. Following a digital checklist ensures that all documentation steps are completed systematically during the radio dispatch night shift. Verifying list entries with live radio communications confirms the accuracy of documented information and maintains system integrity. The emergency frequency list attached to the operator badge provides instant access to critical channels during documentation tasks. Extracting key points from the log list to create a report list simplifies the preparation of shift summaries for supervisors. Saving and printing the completed log list ensures that a physical backup is available in case of digital system failures. Handwritten notes on printed incident forms provide additional context and quick references during the documentation cross-check. Updating digital incident forms with data from the log list streamlines the documentation process and maintains consistency. Verifying incident form entries with live radio communications ensures that all documentation is accurate and up-to-date. Multiple screens showing logs, forms, and radio frequencies allow for efficient monitoring and documentation during the shift. Adjusting timestamps on incident forms to align with log entries is essential for precise time tracking in dispatch records. Coordinating with colleagues via headset clarifies form entries and enhances collaborative accuracy in documentation. Completing and saving incident forms to the system organizes documentation and prepares it for further review. Reviewing completed incident forms for errors ensures that all documentation meets the dispatch center's quality standards. Sending a radio report to the supervisor provides updates on documentation progress and important incidents. Marking incident forms as reviewed in the system tracks completion and readiness for archiving or reporting. Compiling a summary list from incident forms prepares essential data for the shift report to supervisors. A printed summary list next to radio equipment serves as a quick reference during report preparation. Archiving digital incident forms in the system preserves records for future reference and compliance purposes. Checking off document all transmissions on the digital checklist confirms completion of the documentation phase. A logbook with clipped incident forms provides a physical archive of documented transmissions and forms. Final verification of the summary list against archived forms ensures all documentation is complete and accurate. Saving all documents and closing windows marks the end of the documentation phase and readiness for reporting. Entering the reporting phase, where compiled transmissions are submitted to supervisors for review and approval. Opening the report template prepares the structure for documenting all key incidents from the radio monitoring logs. Cross-referencing logs with the summary list ensures accuracy before drafting the official report for submission. The report template filled with detailed data shows the comprehensive information gathered from monitoring radio channels. Drafting the report section by section documents each incident with accurate descriptions and chronological order. Checking the clock ensures that the report is completed within the allocated time frame for timely submission. The radio headset on the desk signifies ongoing coordination needs during the reporting and submission process. Coordinating via radio with a colleague verifies incident details and enhances the accuracy of the report content. Receiving supervisor feedback via radio allows for real-time adjustments to improve the report's quality and compliance. The supervisor's desk monitors show the progress of reports being reviewed and approved for final submission. Updating the report with corrections ensures all information is accurate and meets dispatch center standards. Setting a timer helps manage time pressure to complete the report efficiently before the submission deadline. The timer counting down emphasizes the urgency of finalizing the report within the shift time constraints. A final review of the report catches any last errors to ensure completeness and accuracy before submission. Submitting the report through the digital system sends it for supervisor approval and archiving in the database. The confirmation message on the monitor confirms that the report has been successfully submitted and logged. Logging the submission in the physical book provides a backup record of the report process for compliance. Coordinating with other operators via radio ensures seamless transition to subsequent tasks or report updates. The dispatch room at night shows operators engaged in reporting, communication, and monitoring activities. Preparing for next tasks involves clearing the workspace and setting up for continued radio monitoring and logging. Receiving report approval via radio requires immediate logging in the book to update the record for shift continuity and compliance. The green light on the radio console signals successful report approval and ready status for further logging tasks. Entering the logging phase to finalize all records, archive data, and prepare for the conclusion of the night shift. Finalizing the log involves cross-checking physical and digital entries to ensure no discrepancies before archiving for accuracy. The logbook page displays all recorded radio transmissions and actions from the night shift, ready for final review. Archiving digital logs to the server ensures long-term storage and accessibility for future reference or audit purposes. System checks on radio equipment verify that all channels are operational for the next shift or any emergencies. The dispatch room activity shifts as operators complete tasks and prepare to hand over responsibilities at shift end. Coordinating handover via radio ensures the next operator is informed about all logged activities and ongoing items. Updating the handover log provides a written record of shift transitions to maintain operational efficiency and clarity. The handover log page structures information for easy reference by the incoming shift operator during the transition. A final check on all logs confirms that every entry is complete, accurate, and ready for secure archiving. Shutting down non-essential equipment at shift end conserves energy and prepares the workspace for the next day's operations. The clock indicates the official end of the night shift, marking the completion of all logging and handover tasks. Preparing to leave involves tidying the desk and securing equipment to facilitate a smooth transition for the next shift operator. A final radio check-in with the supervisor confirms that all logs are submitted and the shift is officially concluded. The dispatch room after shift end is quiet and orderly, ready for the next team to take over monitoring duties. Logging out of the digital system secures sensitive data and completes the electronic part of the shift closure process. Archiving physical logbooks in the log cabinet ensures their safety and compliance with record-keeping policies and regulations. The badge and headset on the desk symbolize the end of the radio dispatch shift and readiness for departure home. A final walkthrough confirms that all equipment is safely shut down, preventing any operational issues during the overnight hours. The exit door serves as the final checkpoint, separating the dispatch center from the rest of the facility after shift end. Setting the radio to standby mode conserves energy and prepares the system for immediate use by the next shift operator. Signing the timesheet log officially records your shift completion for accurate payroll processing and compliance with time policies. The timer showing zeros indicates the completion of the night shift and the reset for the next monitoring cycle. Communicating with security via intercom ensures a safe and coordinated exit from the dispatch center facility after hours. Collecting your bag and badge signifies the personal end of shift duties and readiness to depart from the control room. The empty dispatch room with glowing exit signs creates a serene atmosphere, marking the successful conclusion of the night shift. Closing and locking the door secures the dispatch center, completing the physical handover and ensuring facility security. Holding your badge under the light symbolizes the end of your radio dispatch shift and the transition to personal time until next duty.